Hello, hello, and welcome to Invincible Vision Real Estate Group's talk about commission splits and fees and all the things that you really want to know. When you're looking for a brokerage, you are trying to figure out what value they can bring to you. And then you also want to know how much money they're going to take from you. I know the drill. I started out as a real estate agent. I now have my own brokerage. It's called Invincible Vision Real Estate Group. Really excited to tell you about it. I'm a principal real estate broker, and I'm always here to mentor, train, coach, support, and to collaborate with other agents that are interested in building a beautiful life and career in business and real estate. I love to help people to build wealth. My name is Ressurrection Graves. I have been in real estate since 2016. I have 20 plus years of business experience. I've owned a massage company. I've owned a small marketing company. I've done some artist management. I was a professional poet and still am. Professional poet, published writer, author, speaker, coach, all the things. So definitely have done a lot of things in my career. The base for all of that has always been business. So I knew very quickly on that I was going to become a real estate broker. So I'm so excited to come to you and to talk to you a little bit about the opportunity. Why should you choose Invincible Vision Real Estate Group? Quite honestly, because there's nothing like it in our area. My goal is not to compete with the big national companies and have 100,000 real estate agents at the end of the day. No, what I really want to do is I want to build an invincible vision family, if you will. I have always had a vision for my life, always understood the assignment, if you will. And I understand that not everybody is a visionary. I definitely am. So it's tough to find other people that are like-minded in that space, that believe that they could be great at a multiple variety of things, that they can do well in multiple things, and that they can make money in multiple things. We hear streams of income. But most people don't actually think that they can pull it off and do it really well. Well, for me, it's just a part of my capacity. I still am very much a writer. I still love other types of businesses and entrepreneurship. In fact, once we are where we need to be with Invincible Vision Real Estate Group, we will eventually open a title and settlements company. We likely will also open a mortgage or lending arm, whether that's a private lending arm. We're still trying to decide that. And we actually have a patent pending regarding an insurance policy, which we're going to launch Invincible Vision Real Estate, Invincible Vision Insurance Group. I'm sorry. So we, have these big visions. That's what Invincible Vision is all about. It's about, not being limited. There is no ceiling. You can have the life you want. You can do what it is that you feel called to do, whatever that is, while you are here on this earth. You can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And we are looking for like-minded individuals that want to be a part of that believe that for themselves, but also believe that for other people. Supporting each other is a big part of our culture. We believe in community collaboration. We also want to be credible and to walk with confidence and all those other things as well. But I think it's really important that you create a great network of people that you can support and be supported by. And so we have this beautiful sort of bespoke branch of real estate where we do residential, commercial, and business brokerage. So whether we are 100 agents deep, or whether we eventually are 1,000 agents deep, our goal really is to remain as small as possible, not necessarily local. We definitely are focused on international and global missions, not only in the nonprofit sector to give back, but also on the real estate side to sell real estate even out of the country on the commercial side, right? So I want every agent to have the ability to do residential, commercial, and business brokerage. If you do come on and you say, well, I only want to specialize in residential, that's okay too. My focus in opening this brokerage was to give agents something that they really have not had. Most brokerages will make you stay in one specific category. And I didn't want that for myself. And I know that there are other agents out there that don't want that for themselves either. So for me, it was just really important to create an opportunity where agents could come into our brokerage, have this invincible vision for themselves, for their families, for their careers, for whatever it is your motivations are, and that you'd be able to be strong in a multiplicity of disciplines when it comes to real estate, because real estate is very real estate is one huge category, but then subsects of it are definitely residential and commercial. They are very different. And then under commercial, you can go with having selling storage units or selling multifamily apartments, or selling uh, buildings for like supermarket leasing, right? Or shopping centers. Like it's a whole other world when it comes to commercial than with residential, which is very clearly 1 to 4 units, right? And you can sell townhomes, you can sell in a PUD, a planned unit development. Now, building that PUD is commercial, but when you get down to the end user, where you're selling each individual property, that is residential, right? Happens to be like an area that I love and have put a focus and specialty in. So I, really just want you to be able to operate out of this place of there's no ceiling, there's no cap, and I can specialize in these different areas. So our brokerage really is special in being able to offer that. So why should you choose Invincible Vision Real Estate Group? Quite honestly, because we have invincible vision, and you will have the freedom to become who it is that you'd like to become, within business and real estate and life while you are with us. So, next slide. So we have a Right Start mentorship program. The Right Start is really ideal for people that have just started in real estate. So if you are brand new, if you just got licensed, if you don't know anything else about real estate, other than I passed my exam, let's go. And to be honest with you, there are a ton of people that passed their exam. They were working a full-time job, or they just had a baby, or some other life event has happened. Maybe they have parents. I actually know someone who became a real estate agent, wasn't really doing any business, but then right when they wanted to start focusing on it, both of their parents got sick. They had to focus on their parents. Both of their parents have since passed. And so it's just been sort of a life cycle, right? So it's not really the time you've had your license, it's about how much you know as a real estate agent, how many transactions you've already done. Okay. So if you are new to real estate, meaning that you either have not gained experience or you are brand new, then you will want to go through the Right Start mentorship program. It is my responsibility as a broker. I have a legal responsibility as a broker to make sure that you actually know what you're doing, at least that I'm teaching it to you, right? And the mentorship program allows us to be hands on with you. Real estate is a hands on sport, hands down. It's a hands on sport. So when it comes to the mentorship program, the benefit is if I am your mentor, or if I assign someone to be your mentor, they really are mentoring you through the entire transaction from start to finish. So when you have questions about the contracts, if you have questions about what you should do in a particular scenario, if you can't figure out how to turn that customer into a client, if you can't seem to get past, well, there don't seem to be nice houses on the market that my my clients will want, so I'm just not going to send them any houses, right? Or I'm going to just tell them to wait. What do you do next? If you're in the middle of the transaction, in the middle of the contract, and then you need to negotiate with the other side, what do you do then? Really, every start to finish, every aspect of from contact to contract is what I like to say. And then from contract to close is what your mentor should be there to help you with, right? So for that, we're going to give them a 50-50 split. Why? Because they don't have to be your mentor. That's why. Because they could be working on their own transactions, they could be focused on their own businesses, and they're taking the time out to be able to be your mentor and to work with you and to make sure that you get from contact to contract and from contract to close smoothly, and that you learn some things along the way. So the first 5 transactions are a 50-50 split. If your focus is only money, you won't learn anything. You're going to be very challenging as an agent, and it's going to take you a little bit longer to get what you need in terms of tools in order to be really successful in this business. And so that is not a negotiable thing. Whether I'm the mentor or someone else is a mentor, 5 out of 5, you got to be able to do 5 transactions. Those 5 people have to come from you. So, you will find that I may actually bring you a client, but I'm bringing you that client. So that does not count toward the mentorship program. Why? Because my job is not to actually bring you clients. I do it because I'm happy to do it, and I want to be a blessing, to all of my agents. So if I have a client in your area, or I have the ability to give you a client to get you started, I will do that. But I do have an expectation that you're out there, that you're working hard to build your pipeline, build your business, and that you're working hard to get your own clients as well. Okay. So it's a give, right? So the Right Start Mentorship Program, there's no time limit. It may take you a year, it could take you 3 years, it definitely should not. But the goal is for your first 5 clients, for those to be with your mentor. As soon as you finish those first 5 transactions with clients that you have brought in with your mentor, then you will graduate from the program, you'll be able to go off and do your thing. And that takes us to our next slide. All right, so let's talk commission splits. What are the normal commission splits for the brokerage? Next slide. We have, so this should be at the end. Skip ahead. Okay, so the 6-figure club is an 80-20 split. 6-figure club is what you're going to move into once you get started with us. So if you are not in need of the mentorship program, you're going to come right in and you'll be 80-20. If you're in need of the mentorship program, you're going to be 50-50. And then you're going to move to, remember that 50-50 is not for the brokerage. So you're going to be 50-50 with the split with your mentor, right? And then you're going to be at an 80-20 with the brokerage, okay? Now, let's go to the next one. The next one is the 1% club. So that's a 90-10 split. So the rule is that in the 6-figure club, you have to do 25 transactions at 80-20. We do not have anything that rolls over. There are some brokerages where you have to cap, and then whenever you cap, you have the rest of that year to be at 100%. Then it rolls over. You have to start that process over again every year. That's way too much accounting. That is just too much. That's too much. It's too much. I don't want you to have to do that, and I want things to be as smooth and easy as possible and clear. Right. I like things that are very clear. So with the six figure club that we just talked about, it's an 80-20 split. You need to have 25 transactions at the 80-20 split. Okay. After that, you move on to the 1% club and you're at a 90-10 split. Okay. So for the 90-10 split, it's just 90-10. For the rest of your Invincible Vision Real Estate Group life, you get to be at a 90-10 split. Now, this does count for residential real estate in particular. Like I said before, residential, business, and commercial are always going to be different industries, if you will. They're all real estate. Business is not necessarily, but for the context of what we're doing with the brokerage. For example, if you're selling a 7-Eleven franchise and also selling the building, the 7-Eleven is the business part of it. And then the building is the real estate part of it. So with the six figure club, you're 80-20. You do 25 transactions at the 80-20 pace. And then you're going to move on to the 1% club. You're 90-10, and you are 90-10 indefinitely until you are no longer with Invincible Vision Real Estate Group and you leave. If you leave and you end up coming back, you're going to start the process over again. But, if you are going to stay and you're with us, it's 90-10. Let's go to the next. Actually, what I'd like you to do is go back to that business brokerage and commercial split. Yep. So now, while we have the six figure club is 80-20, we have the 1% is 90-10. The business brokerage services and the commercial services, they cost us more. Okay, the majority of real estate agents focus on residential real estate. That is the primary focus of what they do. And so it costs us a lot more money to run business brokerage, technology, software, to make certain things available to you. They cost a lot more because on the business and commercial real estate side, you make a lot more money. These are bigger deals, they take longer to get. You spend more money to get them as far as marketing, advertising, time. But then you also will make more money as well in the end. So the way that we have this set up is that business and commercial will always be 80-20. Now, if you are only a business brokerage agent, if you are only a commercial real estate agent, your total focus, 100% of your business is business and commercial, then I would encourage you to come and have a conversation with me, and we can kind of discuss in a sidebar what that looks like for you in terms of a career with Invincible Vision Real Estate Group. The vast majority of people, however, are going to offer residential, business, and commercial services, and typically residential, because for someone who's doing business and commercial, residential is going to be somewhere where you can get kind of, I don't want to say quick money, but it is quicker money than you would get on a business or commercial transaction typically, right? So for a business and commercial guy or woman who's coming in, whomever is coming in, they're going to be thinking that, oh, well, if I need to pay my mortgage or do this or do that real quick, they can go and sell a house, right? If you have somebody that's only commercial, only business, they've never even sold residential, they're not even a part of the MLS. They have completely disassociated with residential. That's a different situation. And like I said, come talk to me about that. So right now, just to recap, we have the six figure club that's at 80-20, as well as how business and commercial are at 80-20. But then the 1% club is 90-10. That does exclude business and commercial. Okay. If if you are specifically business and commercial, 100% of your business is, come see me. Let's talk about it. Okay. And let's go to the next slide. Let's go down. Yep. Yep. Thank you. So we do have a transaction and technology fee. It's $500 per closed transaction. So that helps us to be able to bring in property or transaction managers, transaction coordinators, other admin. As you know, I'm one person. Okay. And although I do 10 jobs most of the time, I'm trying to wean myself off of doing that. And part of that means that I'd like to be able to bring in people that are able to be trained, that are teachable, that are coachable. Now, what I will tell you that's different from Invincible Vision Real Estate Group than other brokerages that even I have been a part of in the past is that typically the transaction associates, the coordinators, they work for the brokerage themselves. And that they can be very challenging. They'll say, "Oh, you got this wrong. You're missing this paper. You didn't do this." I like they're grading a paper. I don't know about you, but that actually really bothered me when I was with some of those other brokerages that would be that way. So I have trained the transaction team to be able to treat you the way that I always wanted to be treated. And I'm sure you will appreciate that on your end as well, because we were in the same boat. You know, I was an agent as well, so I get it. So they are going to make sure that your paperwork is right. They're not going to do the work for you. But if they see an error, they see something that they can actually fix to help you out, they will do that. They're trained to know that, like, you're not going to leave the dishes in the sink and go scream and tell everybody else's dishes in the sink. Just clean the dishes. You can talk about it after and say, let me show you how I clean the dishes quickly and efficiently, right? To help you out so that the person knows for next time. Does that make sense? So I hope that's really helpful to you, that we really care about our transaction coordinators, number one, being paid, but also that they are going to be there to support you, support us, not only as a brokerage, but as, as a unit, all of us, because the idea is that we all win. And the paperwork is really important to get right. So transaction technology fee to technology, part of it has to do with the software, the website, that you're going to get individually, to represent yourself and to use on social media and all around. Also represents like the different technologies that we have put in place. So that loop is a technology, the transaction management system. And then we have CRMs, we have different places where you can actually find clients. So, you pay for the MLS and your marketing and stuff like that on your own, those things you want to do. In-house, we have some internal marketing things that we do ourselves to be able to bring in clients as a brokerage, as well. That those are fees that we take care of. But then the technology is outstanding. Those are the things we make available to you that we bring in third parties, as a brokerage to make available to you. And so that's where that fee is a part of. So build out, Reonomy, some of those other things that, we have to pay to even make it available directly to you. So good thing about that fee, typically I charge that fee to the client. You have the ability to do that. You don't have to do it, but it's an admin fee. It's part of doing business. So some people like to take on that fee and pay it themselves out of their own commission. Some people like to pass that on to the clients because of it's a part of the marketing and what they're using to not only get the client, but to sell their property and so on and so forth. So I'll let that be up to you, but that will be per transaction. The referral fees are 90/10. Actually, I'm not going to get too deep into the referral fee for that. That's more of a broker to broker fee. And I should have referenced that a little bit more. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that is in the independent contractor agreement as well. So everything that I'm talking about is a part of our independent contractor agreement that you'll be able to review, initial off, sign off on before you even get into the brokerage. Okay. And then the property management, let's talk about property management. It's 95.5. We have a separate company, a separate brokerage called Invincible Vision Property Management Group. What that means is we do not run property management through Invincible Vision Real Estate Group. We keep business separate. Okay, we want the property management group to be completely separate. So we have it set up completely separate. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. That means that we have two brokerages each in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we'll kind of run through for you when you get started and go through our trainings to know how to do your transactions regarding property management. All right. Anybody that you refer over to property management and we're actually managing their properties for them on the property management side, we put a note in the computer that you're the person that brought them over. And then if they decide to sell any of their property, then you will also be the first to know if you're still with Invincible Vision Real Estate Group. This only applies to in-house. Otherwise, the brokerage will take care of it. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. All right, how do I get started? Good question. So to get started with Invincible Vision Real Estate Group, you watch this video and then you say, yes, I want to move forward. I want to be able to be a part of your real estate group. I'm assuming you already have a license. So really this is geared toward if you already have a license. If you don't, you got to go to real estate school, you got to take exams, you got to pass PSI, and then we can have a conversation about how do you get started. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so your onboarding fee is $149. There are varying degrees that you see of this with different brokerages. Not going to lie, some brokerages do charge you a fee, some brokerages do not. Our goal is to be strong, to be a really self-sufficient, strong brokerage in the DC, the DMV is what we call it. So in the DMV area, and then also abroad. So our goal is actually to be in all of the state of Virginia and all of the state of Maryland, plus that little pocket of DC, Maryland, Virginia that we call the DMV. Our onboarding fee, the purpose of that is to help get you started with all those systems I've already talked about, build out Reonomy, CoStar, and whichever ones you're going to be using, plus the onboarding training. It just includes everything. Like there's a lot of players, a lot of people involved, a lot of people that are going to be being paid by the hour, like the transaction coordinators. There's a lot of people that are involved in getting you started with our brokerage. And so this $149 fee by no means pays for that, but it is kind of like an offset. So that is the onboarding fee. We ask that you would schedule a meeting with us. You'll then transfer your license paperwork, which I have to sign off on. You're going to sign your ICA agreement. This is the independent contractor agreement where you agree to our terms and conditions of being a part of our brokerage. And then, excuse me, you'll send paperwork to us. So some of the paperwork that you send to us is going to be like your license, your social security card. If you are setting up a business entity, then the business entity information is going to be sent to us. And we'll get a little bit deeper into that as well when you schedule a call with us. So we're going to help you out. I know this is a lot, but we'll make sure that you have everything you need to get started. And again, that onboarding fee really covers just everything that we have to do in terms of putting in time and resources to help you to come over our way. All right. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so we are actually at the end. We're doing good. Look at us getting through the video. So are you considering becoming a real estate broker? So I'm asking this because this is really important. If you are currently an agent, you might be a top producing agent, or you may be an agent who has already decided Thank you, thank you. So, who has already decided that you want to be able to expand your horizons? You feel like you will be a better fit as a real estate broker. Like I said, um, I think the first month into real estate, I already knew, like, oh, I'm going to be a real estate broker because my background is in business. I absolutely love and enjoy teaching, training, coaching. I already had that background as a speaker, trainer, coach, published author. In fact, working in the background of all of this on setting up our Invincible Vision Real Estate School. And I'm actually planning to write our own textbook for Virginia, Maryland, and DC. So these are things that I already knew that because of my strengths and my gifts and my background, that this would be the direction, this would be the outcome, right? You may know that for yourself that you want to be a real estate broker. And so you have capacities. You can be an associate real estate broker, which is an upgrade from a sales person's license, where you just know more information, you have what you need in order to serve clients at a whole nother level. The original name for this company was Invincible Vision Business and Real Estate Brokers because I'm really, really interested in high level business acumen presenting real estate agents who just really want to become brokers, operate at another level. Don't necessarily want to own your own brokerage, but you want to be at the top of your game, right? So for me, I did change the name, obviously, so it's Invincible Vision Real Estate Group. But I just want to reiterate that for us, we are focusing on residential, commercial, and business. And if you want to become a real estate broker, then you can be an associate broker. And it's like I said, like an upgrade to a salesperson's license. Don't have to do it, but it's available. If you decide that you want to be a managing broker, that means that you have some relationship, you're supervising broker or managing broker, you have some relationship to the brokerage. That means that you're asking me to now put some management responsibilities onto you. As a result of that, then your compensation schedule is going to be very different. You'll be responsible for taking care of some things within the brokerage. And then secondly, you're going to be you'll be compensated for like that contribution of what you're going to do for the brokerage itself. I won't quote what that compensation looks like, but I would like you to contact me and to let me know if you're interested in being a managing broker because we need them. We definitely need them, especially if you're further out in Virginia, like not in the DMV, because I'm principal broker here, but I'm also going to be operating, fully functioning as managing broker here until further notice. So we will need somebody in Maryland. We'll also likely need somebody in DC. So if you want to be a real estate broker, you let me know. We can kind of flesh it out, talk it out, and see whether you want to take on management responsibilities or whether you just really want to be an associate. Either way, I am more than happy to help you. I teach real estate broker classes, by the way. So I teach pre-licensing and also real estate broker classes. I think that's all I have for you today. I wanted to run you through the commission splits, let you see, as a full package, what we have that's available to you. The video after this that would be available to you if you're interested would be more like an orientation video. And like I said, you just have to sign the ICA agreement, send over your paperwork that we need from you. I have to sign off on everything, your transfer license, all of that. And then we can get you started and you can start with Invincible Vision Real Estate today. So thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and write down all your questions that you have for me. And we look forward to working with you. And the next step is going to be for you to contact me and we schedule a time to get together and get going working together. So I'm excited. We really want to offer bespoke services here in Virginia, DC, and Maryland. We want to be the go-to brokerage that people are interested in not only working with on as far as agents, but that clients gravitate to. So we're excited that you're even taking the time to watch this, and we look forward to serving you. Be extraordinary, and I'll see you soon. Peace.